Sports. It's in the game.
The showcase of the best players in the NFL is coming up as we celebrate the latest edition of the Pro Bowl. The stars of the AFC and NFC are ready to shine. Next on EA Sports.
This is a very special presentation of EA Sports and the National Football League as we come to you from the stadium where the legendary coach and our namesake John Madden once paced the sidelines. This is the Coliseum in Oakland, and it will play host to the annual AFC-NFC Pro Bowl, part of the Pro Bowl games. The best and brightest the league has to offer on display. The NFL Pro Bowl is underway. Sheds off the tackle and makes it across the 20 as his guys will set up shop at the 23-yard line. So out comes the NFC for their opening drive. And they'll be led out by their third-year quarterback.
And you'd think as a young QB there'd be some nerves leading an offense out to start a game, but haven't seen any sign of them right now. And speaking with him earlier this week, sensed that the pressure wouldn't get to him. He feels comfortable being the face of this offense and shouldering the expectations on game day, even if he doesn't quite have the years of experience other quarterbacks do.
Purdy going to the air right away. And his first look is incomplete.
It's zone defense right away here defensively, and I know that these linebackers and DBs are going to be tested throughout. They passed the first test, though. This one falls incomplete.
Now it's 2nd and 10. Throwing here, Purdy. Out route, and it's complete to Brown. And he'll be out of bounds at the 25-yard line. He'll get only 3 there, so it leaves him with a 3rd and 7 ahead. That's his first catch in this, his first Pro Bowl.
And if I were him, I'd keep the football. I know it may seem like a little thing, but as you said, his first Pro Bowl, that's a big announcement to the rest of the league that he's arrived, that he's one of the better players. Keep the football, put it up on the mantle, and celebrate his first Pro Bowl catch. Hopefully there'll be more to come. How about that? Red man coverage and decided to test him early, but it proved up to the task and forced the incompletion.
On 4th down, here's Brian Anger now to kick this one away. Back deep to return is Marvin Mims. Fielded just inside the 30. A very nice punt that time, but they get 11 back on the return. And the AFC will take over 1st and 10. The AFC heading out. A lot of stars to choose from over that conference, but Their starter at quarterback, it's Lamar Jackson.
And he remains the league's premier rushing threat and one of the biggest playmakers among quarterbacks. His goal each and every season, continue to expand his game as a passer and become well-rounded. All those highlight reel plays you see, they come off the fact that he can run it, throw it, and scares defenses every time he takes a snap.
They'll bring a receiver in motion left. He'll get it here on the jet sweep. Oh, this one may need to go back to the drawing board. He's going to be swallowed up right away. Bobby Wagner of Seattle, he'll get credited for the tackle. Defensively, they had that one pretty well figured out.
Yeah, and one of the things about this play, it can be even more effective when you run a lot of motion, and there's plenty of times you don't hand it off.
From the gun, Jackson. Throws left side, complete to Keenan Allen. And he'll go out of bounds. It appears right at the 45. 4 yards the gain, and it'll bring up a third down. They are in need of 6 yards here if they hope to move the chains. Jackson. Work in the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete. And he's brought down. That's good for a first down, his second catch of the opening drive.
I don't care who you put on him, he's going to be a handful in one-on-one throws.
Yeah, right now, you're right. They're in man-to-man. Maybe needs some safety help.
I would say that'd be a good idea. Double team him somehow. I'm going to have to make someone else beat me rather than let him shred my defense.
Counting down toward the midway point in quarter one. They'll run for the first time with Raheem Mostert. We're down to the 41.
Yeah, I don't know if it's exactly a win-win, but if you're on offense, you'll take that kind of a run, all right? It was kind of stacked up, found a little bit of yardage, and frankly, they're pretty close to staying on schedule on offense. The playbook is still open for the coordinator.
From the 41, here's second down at 7. Jackson now. And this throw incomplete. Well, the defender all over him that time, and it's going to lead to third down.
Chances are good. He's going to be a very busy guy. 2 catches already in this opening drive, and they were looking his way for a third.
I think they put this defense on notice that that could be a really, really frequent combination. The first down line at the 34 here on third down. Now Jackson. And they'll get this on the screen to Mostert. And he gets it to the 32, good enough for a first down. They'll get 9 out of that one, and as a result, the drive continues.
I like the screen being called here early in the game, especially on the opening drive, because, Brandon, when guys come out of the locker room, especially those pass rushers, they are so amped up to get to the quarterback that you can use that against them, and a screen pass is a great way of doing it. A lot of teams against good pass rushing teams, they want to run the screen 10 to 12 times in a game.
It'll be a gain of 5, and it'll be second down. We've seen quite a bit of the short passing game here early on first quarter, haven't we?
We have, and I think it works a couple of ways for this team because, number one, you throw the short game until they stop it. And if they're not going to stop it, you keep throwing it, and occasionally you'll break a tackle and turn into a bigger gain. Also, if they start to creep up, start to pressure receivers, now you go over the top, take it deep, and now you get some of those big shots downfield.
And they'll get this down to the 10. Now they'll have it first and goal following that gain of 17. We're scoreless after 1. The AFC with the football here to begin the second quarter. Here we go now on first and goal as they've got it as we resume action. Here's Mostert. And the stop will come inside the 5 at the 4. A good run of 6 yards there. Gets him closer to the goal line with second down coming up.
That's a strong pickup right there on first down. And as this drive goes on, we're seeing an offensive line and running game imposing its will.
Second and goal from inside the 5. Jackson's going to keep it. And he is into the end zone for an AFC touchdown. Lamar Jackson, a 4-yard touchdown scamper. And they are able to strike first here on their opening drive. This defense, so many things to worry about in the red zone area, but you'd have to almost think that Lamar Jackson running the football, that might be number one.
It should be number one, and in this portion of the field where things shrink a little bit because the receivers can't run past anyone because they'll run out of real estate, you should have all eyes on Lamar Jackson when the ball is snapped and try and keep him back in the pocket.
Yeah, I don't think that they were surprised he was running it there. They just couldn't stop him, and he ends up in the end zone. Tucker able to connect on the extra point, and that makes the score 7-0. So that one a pretty time-consuming 10-play drive. And it was capped off by the touchdown run that came from Lamar Jackson. Tucker now to kick it away following the touchdown. And they'll get him down inside the 30 at the 27. So now we'll get our second look in this game at the NFC offense. They'll be looking to match that touchdown from a moment ago. 7-0 is the score as they begin with a first down. Here's the Pro Bowler, Christian McCaffrey. He'll get a yard, that's all, as they get him down at the 28. A brief pause in the action here as they tend to an injury. That's George Kittle shaken up on that last play. Well, now they're going to come out and take a look at this injury, and we'll be back in a moment. Second and 9. Now a draw play to McCaffrey. And give him 6 yards here as he's stopped near the 35 at the 34.
That was a good run, and it got to the second level. And what I mean by that is that's where the linebackers usually play. First level being the defensive front, last level being the secondary. But the strong safety position ended up making the tackle. And oftentimes, we call them a hybrid. Combination defensive back, combination linebacker. We saw the linebacker make the stop.
And he slips up past the 45 before being tackled. 12 yards on third down as the drive rolls on.
And Brandon, from our time in college football, where receivers weren't running the traditional NFL route tree, one thing they did learn, find open areas, find soft spots, and set up and catch the ball. And I think we just saw that there.
Yeah, we saw that indeed, picking up the first. Now Purdy. And that is caught on the right sideline, but out of bounds, says the line judge. The throw took him a little too far. It's second down.
Out routes are always timing routes. And if the timing's off just a little bit, it can really throw off a play. It looked like he led him a little too much there.
Yeah, there was a fraction of a second because he caught it, just couldn't stay in bounds. Out of the gun, Purdy. A little short pass here taken in by Laporta. And down he goes at the 49, a 3-yard pickup.
That was an okay hook up there with his tight end, but unfortunately, they didn't get the kind of yards they had hoped for. That's going to bring up third down.
Coming up to the line, and they will need to run another play here before the 2-minute warning. Purdy from the gun on third down. That is caught. And he takes this one down almost all the way to the 30. His first catch, and it's a pretty big one. They get the conversion on third down. 2 minutes on the clock, second quarter, 7-0 ball game. So on the other side of the field now, it's 1st and 10 as they've got things rolling on this drive. Back to throw, Purdy. Going to be taken in here by Nakua. And he is out of bounds inside the 30. 2nd down and 6 now from the 26. Purdy looking to throw. Complete to the tight end, Kittle, over the middle of the field. He's got his first catch here before halftime, and it goes for a first down.
And the tight end is certainly a position built to move the chains because they can control space underneath. If they've got good hands, then, of course, they're a dynamic target. But one other thing is they're right in the sight lines of a quarterback on just about every play, and that makes it easier for the quarterback to pick him out and deliver.
Pass complete there to Nakua. And able to get him down, but he does reach the 5. A nice pickup of 14, and it moves the stick, sets up a 1st and goal.
It's all pretty simple sometimes, isn't it? Go where the defenders are not, and he does exactly that. Makes a nice catch to move the chains. Defense, got to find a better way of accounting for the shorter routes that are being run against them.
And that's going to be caught. Touchdown NFC. CeeDee Lamb, a 5-yard touchdown. And the NFC just an extra point away from tying up this game. And a little time left on the clock, so on the other side, they're thinking, gosh, we'd like to get that lead right back.
Yeah, thanks for pointing that out. Here I am going ahead and tapping out the first half.
Well,
there's still time. They've got to make a decision about what they want to do on the kickoff, whether they want to let their return guy touch it.
Brandon Aubrey now for the extra point. It's up and good, and we're tied at 7 here in quarter number 2. A 10-play drive that time. And it's finished off by the touchdown from CeeDee Lamb. So all even at 7 now as they kick it away. Oh, a dangerous return man showing it here. And the kick team down there quickly. They don't have to run as far as they used to. And they're able to stop him before he can even make it to the 15. So good starting field position for him here as they come up 1st and 10 at their own 37. To throw is Jackson. Short throw hauled in by Kelsey. And this will be good for a pickup of 9 to the 46. Now the AFC going to use the first of their timeouts as they stop it here with just under 40 ticks to go in this first half. Just need a yard here. 2nd and 1. Jackson. Caught by Allen. Now the AFC going to take a timeout. It's their second as the clock will stop with 34 seconds to go before halftime. From midfield now, here's Jackson out to his left. And he's going to get this one down to the edge of the red zone. Now the AFC going to use their final timeout of the half. And with halftime on the horizon, they'll be out of timeouts from here forward. So a big play as it gets them all the way down to the 20 now for 1st and 10. Here's Jackson to throw. Throw left side taken in by Hill. And able to get him down, but he does reach the 5. Add the gain here to the previous play, and it's better than 40 yards total. final play of the half here. It's Jackson. And that is caught for an AFC touchdown. Jamar Chase as time expires in the first half. And the AFC has taken the lead. You knew time was going to run out, so this had to be in the end zone, and somehow they were able to find a window and get it done.
Very easy for us to talk about up here that, yes, all that had to happen, but when time's running down, sometimes your brain compresses a little bit too. They showed great poise, understanding of situation, making sure they got to the end zone in order to complete that pass and take a nice momentum into the locker room.
So we have hit halftime of the Pro Bowl with the AFC leading the NFC. As we'll send you eastward to Orlando. Standing by with that EA Sports halftime report now is Jonathan Coachman. Take it away, Coach.
We were certainly treated to an entertaining first half. Both these teams with some high points and maybe a couple of low points as well. So it's going to be a question of who can be the most disciplined team going forward. Okay,
Coach, yeah, adjustments likely going to play a big role in this third quarter in what's been a tight contest so far. A one-touchdown ball game, 14-7 our scores. We get back at it on EA Sports. Hill shedding the tackle. And he'll be stopped up at the 25. The AFC offense now set to start this third quarter. And right now they're saying, hey, let's keep this going. 2 drives, 2 touchdowns.
Yeah, can't ask for a better start than that, can you? I mean, this is the way you practice it. This is the way you rehearse it. But right now, the play calling, they're locked in really well.
Third quarter starts with a run from Mostert. And he'll get it up near the 35, right at the 34 here.
On any explosive run, you can almost feel the ground shaking, and that's from the offensive linemen creating space for their runners. I had an old coach tell me before, they always told his runners, run around the offensive line in pregame. Get used to the ground shaking so you don't trip and fall when it happens in a game.
Gets it into the hands of Allen on the jet sweep. And this is not going to work as planned. He's going to be met and dropped behind the line of scrimmage. He lost 2 there, and it's third down. But that's the danger, Charles, of running plays like this for your wide receiver. They can hit big or they can be duds.
Yeah, you're exactly right about that, because if they're forced to try and go around defenders behind the line of scrimmage, sometimes you can give yardage in order to gain it. But in this case, they gave yardage and didn't get it back.
Just a gain of a couple, but good enough to keep the drive rolling. In the first half, he was held in check on the ground, but despite that lack of production, they still have the lead.
And they've got to feel fortunate about that. If they could actually get production from their lead horse, that would help open up this offense and widen this margin too.
And now Jackson will look to throw it. And there is Amari Cooper, his first catch. And to the 42-yard line here and brought down there. That'll go for a gain of 7, and it'll be second down.
He decided to run a hitch route. It really helps to have a guy who can turn it loose. And, boy, he rifled one in there on that one. Not much run after catch, but it worked really well.
Throwing is Jackson. Wide open, it's Allen, complete. And he is brought down, but not before reaching the 30. 28 yards the gain there on the catch and run.
An ex-teammate used to tell me all the time, I hate experienced quarterbacks because no matter what, you really can't hide what you're doing. And I think that right there, he knew right away where the blitz was coming from, where his primary guy was going to be, and he ended up going to a secondary target for a nice game.
I was just going to ask you, that wasn't the primary target. He's so good at that, isn't he?
I think he knew right away that he wasn't going to get to his primary guy. I think he read that as soon as he got to the line of scrimmage, knew where the pressure was going to come from, and said, I know how to beat that. And that's what he did.
Just a gain of a couple there, and that'll bring up second down.
I wouldn't be surprised to see the next step in utilizing this position is to actually utilize more of a scat back in this spot, because we saw the catch there, right? He made it, but he's a bigger, stronger guy, maybe not quite as elusive as maybe someone else you would put there.
Yeah, didn't get the big yardage there you might out of a smaller back. Throw left side, caught by the tight end, Njoku. So they'll get 8 out of that completion. And that's going to make it 3rd down and less than a yard. He's been quiet today in the passing game, just his 2nd catch.
Yeah, and people have to come up with schemes to limit him. And what a lot of teams do, they'll double him, use a linebacker underneath, a safety over the top. Sometimes they'll just take a corner, maybe their 3rd corner if he's a bigger guy, and put him on a man-to-man to try and limit his touches. Just keep mixing it up, give him different angles, different looks, like a good boxer does.
By the skin of their teeth, they are able to convert on 3rd and inches.
Oftentimes we think of those tough yards as grinding yards that a running back has to pick up. How about the tight end there picking up the 1st down in that situation?
That's what he's there for, right?
Big fella, get it to him, let him fight off some people and pick up the necessary yardage.
1 quarter remains here on a Sunday night. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. It's the AFC with the football and the lead as we begin quarter number 4. So here's a 1st and 10 now down inside the 20. Now a fake on the jet sweep and a give to Mostert. This will be a 5-yard pickup as they move it from the 20 to the 15. Good gain there on 1st down. It keeps them in a running situation probably.
They did everything right on that play, didn't they? They got the leverage up front, good blocking, nice hole for him, ends up picking up nice yardage, stays in bounds to keep the clock rolling. They are in charge of this scenario right now. They want to stay that way.
And not in any rush offensively. And he'll get about 3 just outside the 10, stopped at the 11. Just not a whole lot of room to operate there on that carry.
No, not at all. They did a really nice job staying in their proper places and not allowing any lanes to open up.
So they need 2 yards here on 3rd down. Remember, they're already 2 of 2 on 3rd down conversions on this drive. Offensive line wasn't set. There's the flag, and 5 yards back they go.
Quarterback has to look around and make sure that his team is ready to go. Sometimes the quarterbacks go faster than is necessary.
Still 3rd down.
One of the bigger plays in the game thus far, and the crowd getting into it as we come up on a big 3rd down. Play action. It's Jackson. Rush coming, and he's taken down. Bobby Wagner, multiple times in All-Pro, in there to drop him for a loss. Blitz came there from the inside, and there just wasn't much resistance.
No, not at all. That means that defensively, they timed it up perfectly and matched up perfectly. They drew all the blockers to the other guys, left a free runner back to the quarterback, and you know what a free runner turns into?
What?
A free hitter.
So here comes Justin Tucker in a big spot. This to make it a 2-score game. Tucker's kick is good, and they will move up by 10 now, 17-7. So that one, CD, going to make the road back a lot more difficult.
Oh, there's no doubt about that. You know they were praying on the other sideline for a miss because now, as you pointed out, a very difficult road. Down 2 scores. You don't just need a touchdown. You need a chain of events to go your way. You've got to score, somehow get the ball back, and score again. The odds of that happening, not great in your favor.
Tucker now following the made field goal, set to kick it away. Well, now how about this return? And able to break this out all the way to the 38-yard line. Great return. The NFC offense heading back onto the field. And the complexion of this one has changed a fair amount. That last field goal made it a 2-score game, so they need to get points out of this drive relatively quickly. They've got good starting field position as they come up here 1st and 10 at their 38. Purdy will set up to throw it here. They're throwing left sideline there, but it's incomplete.
We're going to give out a little applause on that play. It has to go to the defense. More good work by them. they've taken away the passing lanes all game long, and you can see the frustration that it's causing because he just about threw that one into the first row.
2nd and 10. Purdy connects with Kittle underneath. And this winds up a pickup of 2, maybe 2.5 to about the 39. One thing I think that's safe to say defensively, the tackling's been really good.
And because of that, it's been very, very hard for them to move the ball because you're not getting the benefits of run after catch. They tackle them almost on the spot. That means you have to run extra plays, harder to move it. He certainly isn't looking at the scoreboard out there because, to me, all he's concerned about is analyzing the field and making most of the time left in this game. Deficit's still there, but he's starting to hit them with some big plays.
Two minutes left to play in this football game here on EA Sports. So it's the NFC with the football as we welcome you back. They've got a 1st and 10 as they search for a late score. Throwing here, Purdy. And this will be caught by Brown. And he'll go down inside the 45 before going out of bounds.
It's a game of matchups, and that's why you take your receivers and move them around a bunch, especially your best guys. And when they work out of the slot, you often hear the coaches talk about how great it is because it gives you a two-way go. You can break out or you can break in. That makes it hard to defend.
Throwing, Purdy. Able to hit his target, Lamb. Now the NFC going to call the first of their 3 timeouts. It's just their first. They've got 2 more to use here in the final stages.
This defense has certainly had an outstanding second half, haven't they? I know they just gave up a first down there, and for the offense, they're hoping that that's something that they can jumpstart with and maybe start to move the ball a little bit better. But it's been tough sledding for them here the entire second half.
Here's Purdy to throw. And that is incomplete. He couldn't hold on through the contact. Brings up 2nd down.
Limited time left on the clock after that incompletion, so I think both sides are going to savor every second to prepare before the next snap. Because once the ball's in motion, it may be a nonstop push to finish this drive off. Everyone better be on the same page right now because I think they're going to try and get several plays off in quick succession if they can.
And incomplete on the deep ball.
That was one they needed to connect on. They're down, but not quite out. So you have to figure, with under 2 minutes to play, they need to hit on something in very short order.
And now a tough spot here. This is 3rd and 10. Purdy to throw. Oh, he had him. He was open, but he couldn't get it to him. It's incomplete.
Well, he's smart enough to avoid the taunting rule, but I'll guarantee he quietly has told them, you might want to stop coming after me downfield because I just broke up another pass and took away a big shot that you were trying to succeed with.
And his kick is indeed good. And they're back within a touchdown. It's 17-10. So they hadn't called on him at all until this point, but he comes through here and buries one from long range.
Yeah, that's awfully impressive because usually kickers like to get that first one out of their system in the first quarter, sort of get them into the flow of the game, but to come in this late and knock it down from long distance, give him a lot of credit.
So just over 90 seconds to play, and this would figure to be about as critical as it gets here. And this is going to be secured by the AFC. And now looking at the clock here, they do have 2 timeouts, but even if they force a 3-and-out, they're going to have very little time remaining.
So that means they've got to be aggressive and find a way to knock the ball free. They've got to come up with it because they can't just rely, as you noted, on using their timeouts and getting the ball back. They might not have any time to mount an attack, even if they do play it that way. Get the football. That's their mantra.
We got to have two hands on the football here as they run on first down. Now the NFC going to take a timeout, their second, as they'll get it with just under 90 seconds remaining. Another running situation on the doorstep as they come up 2nd and 10. He's going to get it again. Just looking to get forward and protect the ball. And he is going to have a first down here. And that should be the one that seals a victory. And they take a knee. Clock counting down toward 40 seconds as they take the knee. Down to a knee goes Jackson, and that should seal it. So, Charles, final thoughts on this AFC victory?
Bottom line, nobody appeared to be seriously hurt. That's the first thing we look for in this game. Well played, a lot of fun, a lot of excitement. I think that everyone's going to go home pretty happy, especially the AFC since they won the game.
So that'll do it for us. For my partner, Charles Davis, and all the hard-working men and women on our crew, I'm Brandon Gaudin. You've been watching the NFL right here on EA Sports. With that, we say good night, everybody.